In this video, we're going to look at using calculators to skip count. So one of the strategies that you can use is you start with a number, for example 2, and then you write 2 plus 2, and then when we continue to push the equal sign, it will continue to count by 2. So there's lots of different things you can do with that. You can have little races, and you can also start to identify patterns. So hopefully students, when they're doing this particular one, will notice that in the ones place, it's always a 2 or a 4 or a 6 or an 8 or a 0. Then you can start to define the fact that they're all even numbers. And then you might pick a different counting pattern. So you might try the 3s. So 3 plus 3 equals, and then once again you can keep using that skip counting and look for the different patterns that you can identify as well. This allows for counting forwards. There's also the opportunity to count backwards using your calculator. So the same thing, you might pick a starting number, it might be 100, and then you want to count back by 5s. So take away 5 equals, and then they can start to see that when you're counting by 5s, it's always a 5 or a 0 if you start at a number like 100. You can then experiment with counting at different starting points. For example, you might start at 132 and count by 11s, and so on and so on. So it builds those counting pattern skills, and also allows students to identify patterns. It's also a good strategy to get the students to record the numbers while the calculator's doing it, so they can keep track of the numbers that have come up.